Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 20. Two-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here goes Hut. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Waiting.
Now the second year back from LSU, it's Darius Geis. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. On the ground, it's Geis. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Vikings first down.
Now after the run by Geis, here's first and 10.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Here's Darnold. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. The last time we saw Jason Witten on a football field instead of the broadcasting booth was, of course, 2 years ago, 2017. He had 63 catches, 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. It was his 11th Pro Bowl that season for a man who came into the league back in 2003. On first down, this is Geis. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
At the Lions' 30-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. Now a give, right side, it's Geis. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
At their own 25-yard line.
Wait, set. Wait, 20. Check right 54. Right 54. You better be afraid of me. You better. 72.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Here's Carson.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
Wait, set. Alabama, 380. 58, right there. Watch the run. They're running it. Shift, shift.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. A first update now from Cincinnati. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Brady. And he's got the hook up to Landry. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
You got nothing.
The 3rd year back from BYU, Jamal Williams with a carry. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From midfield, here's Brady. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Now he lets it go deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
53, Mike. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
On 2nd and 15 now. Brady looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check 24, watch 24.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Focus, defense, focus.
Shotgun now for Brady. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Check. Watch 54, watch 54. Silver. Hey, 66. Hey, watch that. Hey, I-7. 54. I got it. Right there. 50. Hey, 66.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Fred Warner coming off a strong rookie year in on the stop for the Niners. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Play action. Now it's Brady. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
First and 10.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Slam, slam. Alert! 53's the mic. 53. Hey, Alabama.
From the gun, it's Brady. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Gets it to Gabriel on the jet sweep. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Brady, caught by the tight end Ertz. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run it with Carson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys.
Don't get nervous.
Brady now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie from UVA, Juan Thornhill. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Landry, the intended target. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Mike 54. Hey, come on, no, come on, no.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now this throw complete to Washington. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
13 yards. First down, Vikings.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
On first down, Darnold. Complete to Washington. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now a run with Geis. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Switch.
Now a handoff, Geis going right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Sign. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Check pass.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Robbie Anderson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. Brady now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Brady now to throw. They'll run the screen with Carson. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Hey, Echo. 54. Mike 54. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Brady now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4". Hey, Swahoo! Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Go Bandit.
Throwing again. Brady. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Intended for Taylor Gabriel. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Brady. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this a 39-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The throw right sideline here is complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
From the gun on third down, Brady. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over.
This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 55 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Out of the gun, Geis. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Darius Geis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Zerline good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
The Lions take over. At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up.
They run again with Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Sugar.
Operating from the gun, Brady. And that is incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Oh, the return is Irvin. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Darnold now to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A gain of 11 brings up 3rd and inches.
Mike, 57. Check right. What's tight? Tight ends right.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
A gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
We're going to sign. Mike 57. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's Geis. Jamal Sheard on the stop.
Nice job by the defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Darnold. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll leave the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Darnold from the gun. Completes it to Jason Witten. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They'll begin the drive with Carson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Carson. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 43 yards.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw with Brady. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 50. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. This is Geis, and an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left for being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2.
Brings up second and 2 at the 14-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Here's Geis. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Darius Geis, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
The last run got 6, now second and 4.
Mike, 53. Hey, they scared. They scared. Rip.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
It's caught. Shepard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Brady now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. Now a give right side. Carson. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now.
Let's get it. Hey, set 29. Alpha. Watch 54. Watch 54. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Throwing on second and long. Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Draw play. This is Carson. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's Irvin to return. A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. And that one pretty well wrapped up. The Bengals growing the lead even further. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at the 45. They start on the ground with Geis, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll run with Geis, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
And it's third down.
Here goes Mike 57, Mike 57. Bring it. Bring it.
On the ground, it's Geis. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today.
A 32-yard attempt.
And Zerline's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment